Greetings, everybody. Greetings. Welcome. It is time for Legacies of Caine. We're going to be doing some Vampire the Masquerade. And we continue with our full team reassembled for vampire action. I don't know. Minus Dunce. I mean, if he gets a stable job, maybe we can convince him to come back. But, that's maybe I should just drop some hints, like, hey, so when are you going to come back to Vampire? Oh, you already tried that one? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Anyway, yeah, no, that happens when employment changes things. Anyway, let's go through our characters, and then we'll go through the... No, let's... If you've not joined us for the first time... Wait. Okay, oh god, it didn't unmute you guys. Oh my god. At least it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been that long.
That's great.
We're only a minute in, it's okay. Nothing critical, we didn't lose anything. The fire has been put out before it got worse.
All you missed us talking about is stable jobs for like 2 minutes.
The fire is just starting, Tantus,
So, if you haven't joined us before, we're playing Vampire the Masquerade. They've been going on a globetrotting tour, following the trail of these 3 chalices and where they lead to, and that's taken them to Poland, and to talking with the Sabbat, who are not very friendly.
With our globetrotting tour, I keep betting on the Kings, and I always lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a sad outcome. The globetrotters are always better. Even if it looks like they're coming.
Oh god damn it!
I'm like, wow. I understood it, but I just couldn't react to it because I'm just like, basketball joke. Wow, that was a good one. It was just like I didn't see that coming. Jeez,
what is this? A joke on two Canadians to understand?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll meet Scooby-Doo because you globetrotters and meeting Scooby-Doo because that happens.
What? So for the Canadian and the European, Globetrotters is a basketball group that does fancy tricks. Like they're not actually a basketball team; they more do fancy tricks. And they always play against the Kings as their like dummy group.
Oh.
So they always win because they're just doing tricks.
And in the
all people to do that wild little, hey, I can spin an entire fucking basketball on my one face. I should stop swearing. We are on stream. My apologies. I just woke up.
No, it's fine. A little bit of cursing is not a trouble. I have like a mild profanity that I put on for things.
Fair enough. Can they all do the spin the basketball on one finger thing? Because that is nuts. I've tried that a million times. It never works.
They can.
Oh, that's.
I got to a point where I could do it for like a couple seconds.
What I was referencing is during the 60s and 70s when they had the Scooby-Doo movies, they had guest stars on, and one of the guest stars they tended to have on more than once was a couple members of the Harlem Globetrotters, at least from that era.
Interesting.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Also, I don't know.
That they also exist in the same universe as Supernatural and Batman and all sorts of
But not just any Batman, Adam West Batman.
Yes.
That's okay. Supernatural also is in the same universe as Lucifer, and Lucifer is in the same world as DC, so ergo DC's in the same world as the Globetrotters.
I mean, the Globetrotters would be normal. You mean Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Globetrotters should be real. God damn it. Ah! Brain. Ah! Anyway, we're vampires. Ah!
We're basketball-loving vampires.
I'm broken now. You've broken my soul. Ah! More than normal.
This is our job.
Anyway.
Guys, I have a new plan for the next place we go.
Oh, I can't wait.
Not pissing off people.
Piss off everyone.
No, that never works.
Disguised as Harlem Globetrotters and being like, we're totally basketball stars. Aren't all of you very, very...
Yeah, no, it can't be like the Harlem. It's got to be like the
Midtown.
The New Hampshire Globetrotters.
Okay.
Yeah, we're the New Hampshire Globetrotters. We're their New England counterparts, and a little less known. Oh god.
Okay.
Anyway, so
sorry for that derail. Back on topic.
People who are here that have things about their characters. Nathan, Carpe, character stuff. How feel good now? Talk, speak.
I believe I said it best at the very end of last session, which was, I closed my eyes and said, "Son of a bitch," as the grenade flew in, interrupting our otherwise moderately okay going interaction.
Yeah, only one of us was going to get murdered.
Yeah.
No. Only one of you wasn't going to get murdered.
Oh, okay, they went for me too. Oh, okay, it wasn't going that well then.
Was it you they weren't murdering? No, I don't.
Actually, so they were all surrounding me.
Yeah.
I was the one they were going to murder first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a jacket, they can't kill me.
Yeah, they seem to be ignoring Dawn.
Yeah.
And I was talking. Because I do.
A lot.
Worm, Emil, how about you and your character? What's going on?
Flash Bear.
Flash Bear?
A flashing bear?
Well, no. More like Flash then
No
Bear.
one wants to see that. Put those away.
I just feel like no. My first idea
Aren't
was
those
like
the same thing?
was like
Flashing
no,
bear?
flash mob but with bears.
Oh.
So like sweet rave bears. I want to see bears like twiddling their claws with like like little like.
They have their little colored lights on the end of them.
Yeah.
Oh god.
They're twiddling
They're all
like.
fucking trailing.
Wait, are the bears all popping Molly? Because we got a problem if they
Yeah.
are.
Oh yeah.
And they got like the glow stick necklaces on, and they're twiddling the glow sticks in their claws.
I can't tell now if bears on Molly is something I want to see or
I
don't.
don't know anymore.
Are you drunk?
No, I would hope to be, but I'm broken today. Anyway,
We need to have a session where we get our DM drunk and
Umber,
then have
Leslie.
him run our game.
Yes.
Yep.
Umber, Leslie, you go now. Talk, speak.
Ooh! Flashbang! Nathan, eyes!
Just Dawn.
Dawn looks directly at bright light.
Of course. That seems reasonable.
Yeah, it seems like a Dawn thing.
So yeah, at the end of last session, you had headed to the one bar in Poland to meet with the Sabbat. In the meantime, Leslie went through some misadventures, which are best left to either your imagination or go actually watch last week's. Either will help you to learn the misadventures of Leslie, which have led Leslie to this place.
They involve 14th century clothing.
That was...
I'm emotionally scarred.
You look...
They were hideous.
You look...
Once we're done with this, I'll fix it.
I'm still wearing like this awful t-shirt and ripped jeans.
You are. Instead of looking like King Henry, you know, you're looking like a freaking
Hobo with a shotgun.
Flavor Flav? No.
Hobo with a shotgun.
a hobo with a
No,
shotgun.
that's Dawn.
Now we have 2 hobos with shotguns. I'm just glad the prince didn't comment. I don't know if I would have been able to handle it.
It's fine. Anyway.
Flavor Flav's not who I was thinking of.
Flashback.
Anyway.
It has happened. It has gone boom.
I don't know rappers.
I'm gonna quickly check to see, cause where is my old world? Open 20th anniversary book first, cause I mean, if we don't have our books open, you know, that's just
It would be silly.
It'd be just silly. Yes. Where are you? Core books, player's guide. You had freaking weapons. Give me weapons. All right. Yeah.
Ooh, chat.
You told me.
I
Oh,
pinned it. Or you pinned it, rather.
yes. But so a flashbang will go off. It'll go boom, and there will be lots of blindness. And what is the plan with blindness?
Oh, do I have time to act before combat starts?
You could do something. Let me take a look here if I can quickly find at least N edition's rules for flashbang grenades. Let's see here. Knives, hatchets, rocks, shurikens, bolas, archery rules, silencers, arrow types, grenades, smoke and tear gas, white phosphorus.
I don't need to see to bear. That's all.
This is accurate.
I mean, if you want to simplify it a lot, you could just say that everyone in there is blind fighting / fire, staging attacks while blind in +2 difficulty, and ranged attacks cannot be accurately made at all.
Okay.
Powers such as senses and eyes of the beast mitigate this penalty.
The attached, the thing Wom sent right above all the pin stuff is great.
What?
What was this? So above all the pin stuff, I scrolled up like one message and I saw this from Wom.
Oh, that's good.
Show is so good. And movie.
Man, I can't do it without messing with the cameras. I'm trying on my phone is difficult. You people that see nice stuff. What was I saying? So, what?
Flashbang.
Flashbang. Yes.
I'm glad I'm not the only one out of it.
I'm always
I still
out of
not
it.
woken up.
Oh, whoops! Shit.
To us.
Hello, I'm Leslie. I will be your DM for the day.
I fixed it.
Shit.
I hit the wrong
Did
button.
you?
No. God damn it. Oh, my camera's not on. That's fine.
Nathan got placed in the DM spot. I see. Nathan, would you
in my
kindly
name.
DM for us?
Everything works out beautiful. Oh, hello, Tantus.
Yeah. Stupid can't see pinned messages on my phone. Whatever. I'll look at it later. It's fine. I tried.
That's what time is. So, flashbang.
So there's going to be a massive flash that's going to go off. So effectively, you were being menaced by about... I think there was about a dozen guys in here, and about 9 of them were menacing a couple of you.
I thought there was a total of 15.
I believe there were 16, one of whom was
15
Acacia.
Yeah, that's right. 16 of them. Thank you.
And I believe they were all grouped around Emil.
They were kind of...
around us, but they were all focusing towards Emil.
It looked like they were focusing more towards Emil, yes, but they had an ow. I'm not going to play with stuff because I'm going to hit myself again. Yes, so they hadn't gotten close enough to be, like, super murder section yet, but they were brandishing, like, melee weapons and stuff, and, like, showing off, fangs and stuff.
Oh, man.
There is a bright flash. I need everyone to,
So, I'm just looking at...
Who is
I'm looking
planning
at
combat actions? Who is planning on diving into combat at this moment?
I was waiting for the heads up for Nathan, but I think the bright flash might do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I closed my eyes for the flash.
Yes.
I did not. Yeah.
Well, what was my other mooks ability? I had one for Auspex and one for
Obfuscation.
Yeah.
Obfuscation.
They're not combat
don't-
mooks, so I'm just going to say that.
That's fine. All right. Well, Leslie is gonna have the How many people can Obfuscation mook hide?
Not many.
I
Well,
thought
I'm gonna-
obfuscation could get us out as a group.
I think he can. Let me give you a moment to check up on obfuscation mooks obfuscation level to make sure I'm getting the right one. Obfuscate! Fortunately, I can find this relatively quick in the book. I'm not too awful at it. Yes, he can use something called Cloak of the Gathering. He's got the 5th level obfuscate.
Ooh, very nice.
All right. Well, his job is to get in there, obfuscate the 3 of them, and get them out.
Okay.
Leslie is going to... how does celerity impact your movement speed? Does having celerity just make you faster, or do you still have to spend the blood points to go fast?
I think it affects you and makes you go faster. I have to look this up because I don't remember. Celerity. Oh, that's not how you spell it. Celerity. I am butchering. Okay. There's how it's spelled. Oh my god, I butchered it. And speed. Each dot can be used for movement, attacking, or other physical feats in a single round without penalty. So each dot you can use towards it. So like if you dedicate one of your dots towards movement speed, it would increase your movement speed effectively.
Okay. I'm going to use both of them. Yep, burn 2 blood, because I believe I have to do that.
The only time you have to burn the 2 blood is if you're getting extra physical actions.
Oh, alright. Well,
Like
I'm going to go...
Yeah.
I'm going to go very fast while I've got my Obteneration Mook doing his thing. Auspex Mook can just stay at the window with his weapon and and guard. And Leslie's going to go very fast. Inside, he's going to pull out his shotgun, go behind the lady who seems to be in charge of all this, point the shotgun at the back of her head, and tell her, it would be wise for you to call your mooks off now before I put a hole the size of your fist through your skull.
Okay.
And I'm just
we'll
gonna
roll. I want.
So, in the by the way, in the newer World of Darkness, I don't have anything for stun grenades in the old one, but in the new one, stun grenades only stun you for 1 round. So I don't know if you want to take that into account.
Well, I needed some initiative rolls, though, is what I want to get for some people, because that's going to make a difference then, especially if we're going to do semi-aggressive actions.
How do you roll initiative again?
It is
Dexterity with celerity.
Dexterity with
right?
celerity, yes.
Oh.
What is my celerity?
Dexterity?
3.
It would be awfully hard for you to lead this band if you cannot talk or walk.
That was a lot of fucking dice. How did that happen? How exactly do we use
What are we rolling?
Initiative.
Dexterity plus wits plus celerity.
Oh, plus wits? I forgot to plus my wits. Shit.
Did you? I mean, you still had a lot of dice.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of dice.
No, you did
Yeah.
plus 3, so 5 plus 0 plus 3.
She did Dex
No,
plus
I-
celerity.
Plus celerity,
celerity,
but she also needs to roll wits.
So I need 3 more.
Yeah. She rolls 1 more die than I do, and I...
Eh.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
one
yeah,
more.
so you got 2 more.
One more, because the
2
one
more.
cancels it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Does my lightning
Lightning.
reflexes help with that?
Not for initiative?
Okay. I haven't used them yet. I gotta
I know.
try.
Lightning reflexes definitely could come up. Like in a first turn kind of reaction, I definitely could see if you wanted to try to apply that in this case.
Okay.
So, and 3 successes for Leslie. Let's see about those
But
guys.
I am definitely trying to talk her down. Perhaps with the manipulation intimidation roll.
Perhaps. Okay. So they're going. So order is someone.
I
Then
it feels like it could apply to dexterity. But anyway, it's Jen. Call.
we
I'm just like,
have someone. Then Emil and Leslie. Then then Dawn and Emil. Then Leslie. Then Nathan and others. So,
Yeah.
Dawn, Emil, what are you two doing?
am I bared yet? Because if not, I'm
do you have
bare.
to, do you have to make a bear check, or can you just bear?
I don't have to make a check, but I don't have to make a check, but I spend a blood point. It takes it does take 3 turns, but I can lower it by spending blood, and I plan to.
Okay.
So basically, it'll take me 2 turns.
That's quite a question. Do you have to make a bear check?
Check for bear?
Dawn, what are you doing?
I am gonna grab the closest person to me and hold him in a headlock.
That would probably be Nathan.
Closest enemy to me.
You don't see them.
Okay.
You're blind.
You know what? I'm just gonna stand with my back towards Nathan and watch his back.
Okay.
If I can see anything.
You can't.
My eyes are very sore.
Okay.
Then also
so
get out my shotgun
we're
ready.
going to use. Ooh. Okay, I know what that guy's doing. Leslie, you've done what you were going to do. Let's see here. Nathan, what are you going to do?
I'm guessing I need to use blood to use command.
Probably.
Because it just says rolls manipulation plus intimidation. Difficulty equals target willpower. More successes force them to act with greater vigor or longer duration. I'm not trying to go against their nature. Oh.
This is presence.
Nope. Domination.
Oh, domination. Here it is. I do not think you need to use blood to use it. It's one at a time, and you have to make a check that's targeted against them, so...
Okay. Well, in that case... I'm trying to remember if there's a full defense thing.
That... I think effectively what you're doing is you can take your action to dodge.
Okay.
And like the first attack, you would like one of the attacks during a turn, you can dedicate your dice pool to dodge.
I could have sworn there was a full defense.
There might be that I'm not thinking of.
I'm searching for it. Anyway, so probably what I will end up doing is spending a blood to activate my celerity.
Mm-hmm.
And until I can find this defense thing, I am going to... Are there any mooks that are... that have their eyes open? Or are they all kind of blind?
All the mooks seem to be blinded.
Oh, I was reading the rules a little bit closely just because there's other rules for grenades in the New World. But sorry, again, I'm reading New World rules just because those in the closest blast radius are stunned for 2 turns. Secondary are stunned for 1. Tertiary blast radius are only blinded and deafened and not stunned.
Yeah, I'm sure I could actually find a stun grenade in like second revised edition or something. It's just I'd have to freaking parse it out.
I know, and I don't have an expanded armory rule book for 20th, but I do for New World. So I'm just reading you what I know.
Rather than having to divide your dice pool among multiple defensive actions, you may declare that your character spends the entire turn defending. The normal multiple action rules are not used. Instead, you have the full dice pool for the first defensive action, but lose 1 die cumulatively for each subsequent defense action made in the same turn.
Okay.
So, I will go ahead and spend a blood to do 2 actions this turn.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is going to be basically trying to dodge around everything.
Yeah.
And the second one will be to move to protect Dawn. Wait, somebody's turning into a bear currently, correct? And I can sort of see that's happening?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that a bear is probably going to be slightly better able to protect itself than a blinded Dawn, so I will go, I will back up to Dawn and pull my pistol and say, I really just wanted to get a message through. I don't feel that this is all necessary. And I very much hope that we'll be able to finish our conversation with Acacia after this is all over.
There is an actual Acacia in real life. It's Acacia. Close.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna roll some things here for you guys. Let me see which ones I have to roll again. Which book? I need to go to that page there. That's not the correct page. That's the correct page. There we go. Highest total encounter. Let's check this. What this is? Oh, possible. Possible. Yeah. Well, let's see here. Uh-huh. Well, good news and bad news. All right. Do that again.
Oh, hold on.
Yes, as I'm rolling stuff. What's going on?
Concussion Grenade. I found it for V20.
Would it count as a concussion grenade? Because concussion grenade does damage.
I mean...
Flash and stun and concussion are all relatively...
Yeah, they're kind of the same thing. Concussion technically stun grenades do damage if you're standing on top of them.
Okay.
But, yeah, Blast Area 3, Burn no, and it does bashing damage, not lethal. What is this?
Okay.
There's nothing better I can find.
Would not be the same then.
Yeah, this does seem to be more of a... Oh yeah, so it's supposed to be a grenade that does concussive force rather than... Yeah, I don't know. You do you. I was just trying to find something that you could use.
All right. The obfuscate guy's like, I'm gonna say probably like a Nosferatu. So he's gonna like kind of leap in there in the middle, and you're gonna notice that he's gonna do something, and like all of you disappear to each other. You only see yourselves there.
Yeah, I don't think they're the same. Why are there no rules for this?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
You do you, Tantus. I'm done trying to help.
So, Leslie, you are alone?
Wait, you obfuscated everyone in the room?
No, just the mooks and the lady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you are the only one of your party readily visible in the room.
Well, they're all still blinded. I'm still pursuing this.
Well, I'm saying it's the same for all of you. You don't see anybody else.
Including Leslie?
No. But Leslie doesn't... None of you know that you're not invisible. Except for Nathan, because he is obfuscate. You just realized that everyone disappeared.
Yep.
You're probably the only one that knows that he just basically used Vanish from Mind's Eye on all of you. The Nosferatu.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna tell the Mook, whatever his name is, because I don't think we said his name before. His name and Nathan's. Tell them to, help.
Well, let's call them Nos and Tori. Nos and Tori.
Perfect. I love it. Gonna tell Nos and Nathan to help the other two move away out of, the middle of this group of mooks. And then, continue to eagerly await a persuasion manipulation roll against this lady. Because she has a shotgun pointed at the back of her head.
Yeah, let's see here.
And all I'm telling her is to tell her people to stand down.
Oh, boy.
Blinded. Add 2 dice to attack a blinded character. Additionally, blinded characters are at +2 difficulty or on any action requiring vision, including defensive rolls. That was something Lightning posted in the chat.
There it is. Not helpful now. Just seeing some things that can be done here. Give me a fix.
I should have looked into this before the game, knowing this was about to happen.
What?
I really should have.
Yeah, I forgot about the craziness of that. I need to look up. Vampire Masquerade Revised Edition, page 164. I think I have the Revised Edition, 164. Core Book Revised Edition. Oh boy. Because I just have to see how this works. That's not... Oh god. It's the opposite of your book. It's that the page number is farther ahead, unlike your book where it's like farther back. It's like you have to add on. Oh god. Yeah, here we go. Okay, how long does this take? Yeah. Okay,
There's no need for a fight here, as eager as your men seem to be. We can end this peacefully and continue the conversation.
You're just gonna see her, like, bite her arm and just swing her arm around as blood drips to the floor. And then she just goes like this and just dives into the floor.
Can I use celerity?
She has more celerity than you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's big boss lady.
I like how...
And apparently does not want to do this peacefully.
Random thing I find really funny is there's a section like that for explosives in Mage 20th Anniversary, which is where I found the Concussion Grenade one. And I like how it says nuke, and it says, and for damage it says, seriously? Question mark.
Someone out there wants to actually calculate it.
Oh, that's good.
Damage. Enough.
Apparently not enough if you talk about Ravnos, who got, like, nuked a couple of times. But, that's the end of Oblivions. Cough, cough, horrible, cough, cough. Anyway, you can roll an occult intelligence to see what she did.
Alright.
Oh, I can't see it, so I can't do it.
I still want to respond.
She just quickly drew something on the floor with her blood, and she used it as a doorway to step into the shroud.
By wildly whipping her arm around?
She technically used celerity. She's got 4 dots in it.
Ah.
Only one more than me.
Yep.
I'm nearly there.
Uh-huh.
So with my 2, I only see her whip her arm.
It's pretty, like, unnaturally fast.
Alright.
And technically speaking, the last turn she'd just been sitting there, like, preparing to dodge out of the way, so even at that point-blank range, you might not have shot her because supernatural vampire speed.
lovely.
I know. She is mean. And 6th generation. So much more than you. Anyway, she's gone right now. All of you are totally invisible and act before the mooks, who the mooks were like, ah!
Alright. Well, was the...
Nos is gonna be like, escape!
Yeah. Time to go! Everyone out! Leslie's out the window.
And then I'll jump down to, like, the street level.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Nathan?
I'm quite happy to leave.
I'm gonna go ahead and use Obfuscate on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And stand in the corner of the room.
Okay.
Away from everybody.
Which one are you using?
I'm gonna use the invisibility, whatever the one is.
You can either use Unseen Presence, which there's technically no roll, but you're still there and people could possibly notice you. You're just kind of, like, ignorable. Or you can use Vanish from Mind's Eye, which is the one that they used, which is the 4-level power, which you have to make a Charisma stealth check.
Except that I can't use that one because I don't have 4 dots in Obfuscate.
Yes, so it's probably Unseen Presence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make my way quietly to a corner where there's nobody and nothing there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
Let's see here. Yeah, the Vanish from Mind's Eye is just a more powerful version of the same thing. You know, it's, So, a lot of you will make it outside, even though you don't see anybody, but could hear some voices. And I guess one of you is a bear.
What's going on?
You're a bear that's invisible until you do something.
Okay, so basically, can I see everyone else?
Nope.
All the mooks and stuff?
You can see all the mooks and stuff. But you're
Okay,
a
but I
bear
can't see
that's-
any of my party.
No. You heard some voices, and probably heard some noise of some people shuffling around. But you couldn't see anything.
Okay, so, and then the person jumped through a hole in the ground.
Well, out the window.
No, like the enemy person like created a thing on the ground, right?
Yeah, they jumped into it, and it really isn't a hole. It just looks like it kind of opened up for a second and then disappeared.
Yeah.
It will take a moment for them to be back. Correct, Book? Let's see here.
Anyway. I mean, I was surrounded by mooks, and I don't see anyone. If I don't see anyone else, do I even know anyone's jumping out the window? Do I know to follow them? Does anyone say anything?
I did multiple times.
Yes. Yeah. He said,
okay.
Nathan, everybody, leave. And then Nos said, escape.
Got it. Then I guess I'd jump out the window as well.
Yeah, Dawn's gonna reach around, try and see if she can feel Nathan being there and not feeling him there, just jumps out the window as well. Thinking he's gone out the window.
Okay.
We don't have windows.
Fortunately, it's only like one floor.
That's a lot better than usual.
I mean, like,
it's a lot better than usual.
Can everybody... Well, I'm just gonna say this. If all of you are piling out through the window and, like, down, you're all invisible, and it's gonna be hilarious because you're gonna fall over each other. But fortunately, it's not very high up, and you're just gonna be hilarious out there. And a bear will probably end on all of you.
Leslie was moving out of the way as soon as he hit the ground.
I mean, like, you probably saw a bear for a second.
Especially knowing Dawn's coming behind him, he didn't really... The bear's an unknown quantity. Dawn is a known quantity. Leslie does not want to be there when she comes down.
Dawn is very little, okay? She's just very strong.
And she's fallen on Leslie before.
Yeah!
Leslie does not want a repeat of that. He is moving.
Oh, I gotta roll something though.
Also, apparently, Jess is quiet. If you could bump up her volume a little bit.
Am I better now?
I don't know. You sound the same to me. I think it's on Tandis's side.
I'll check for a second. That seems an appropriate number for those two things together. Okay, they're fine.
So much for my grand tactical plan.
Let me just increase the volume by.
Going much better than our usual plans.
I mean, your tactical plan was, hey, can you get everybody invisible? And he's like, sure. Mm-hmm. Technically, it spent him a little bit more blood than he wanted to because he activated it, failed, and then used his celerity to do it again.
Oh. I mean, that's on him. That's not my fault.
Yeah, that was on him.
And his prince sent it. Well, his prince sent me to aid them, but I took charge of the group. So he's a good soldier following orders.
Mm-hmm. Technically speaking, the only blood he spent was on that celerity, because Vanish from Mind's Eye and Cloak of the Gathering doesn't look like it requires blood.
See, he only spent one blood. He's fine.
Yeah.
That's weird. Unseen Presence takes blood.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It doesn't say it does. Most powers, surprisingly, don't take blood or willpower unless they specifically say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you
Yeah,
been
that
spending
is a
blood this
rule.
whole time, Nathan?
Wow.
Yeah.
Nathan recovers 40 blood points. For every time
Yeah, like
he
Shadow
uses
Plays
unseen
it has no roll but has a blood point. That's the difference between it. Like, that's like, okay.
It's weird.
Yeah, other ones will say, like, it's this roll and this blood point, or this roll and a willpower. Like,
Well.
yeah. So, the thing is...
In that case...
Mhm.
I'm way better off. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
So, I am still in the room, correct?
You're still in the room.
Alright, as they are still reeling, I'm going to pull out my cell phone and send a message to Leslie. What was that? Can't leave now.
Okay. You'll hear, like, they ran out the window! And you'll, like, hear, like, a bunch of them, like, run to the window, look around. They might shoot some bullets randomly, which will not hit any of you because you're totally invisible to them and stuff like that.
Actually, I have to text Dawn, probably, because I don't think I have Leslie's new number yet.
I forgot what the advantage of Vanish of Mind's Eye is. When you've used Vanish from Mind's Eye, you can also mess people up that they get stunned.
Except that they were all blind.
Yeah, that's true. And I did make the Wit's Courage roll anyway, and they made it. So
You text Leslie, you just don't receive a response.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, then I'll text the same thing to Dawn, hoping she understands that he's not actually talking to her.
We'll see.
So what
Yep.
happens? What's happening?
Let's see here. I need to
I continue munching on my trail mix breakfast.
Hell
Very
yeah.
nutritious. It's got Smarties and cashews and almonds and raisins and peanuts. Everything a growing boy needs.
Okay. Soon afterwards, kind of like emerging from like black shadow, like kind of this like blast of like black shadows and dark energy, is the woman again. As they're all kind of like, he's like, Becky, Alarden Sonra, Sizi, İkiniz Benalimi Kalin. As like two of them will kind of like bow their heads and kind of stay there, and the rest of them will start running downstairs or leaving out the window.
Could I have heard what you said with Auspex?
What level aspects do you have?
2.
2. Actually, yeah, sure. Make a perception alertness. She's a little far off, so I'm gonna
Got it
use
right again.
difficulty like 9 with everything that's happening because you're also above a freaking bar that has noise and stuff and music and kind of.
Oh, let's go, baby!
Wait, Leslie is above a bar? I thought he was on the street with Dawn and
but
the
he's
bear.
outside of it though.
Oh,
There's
right.
a lot of
yeah,
noise.
That's true.
What does freaking heightened awareness do?
If it's difficulty 9, then you didn't actually get any successes.
Wait, did it not take the difficulty 9 in?
It might not have, but let me check all specs because I.
Oh, I modified the wrong thing. That explains why there's so
You
many
also.
dice. I had it 9 to the dice pool instead of 9 to the difficulty.
Okay, that's an entirely different thing. So.
Let me just, alright.
Yep, there you go. Yeah.
You decrease the difficulty by 2, so you actually got a success.
Okay.
Yes, because that's.
So I did hear what she said.
Yes, just barely.
Alright, did she say La Sombra?
No.
Oh, okay. I misheard you speaking then. We're good.
It's Peke on Larden Sonra. Sees Ikin is Benelime Kalhin.
Does Leslie understand any of that?
No. Probably not.
With my occult roll earlier, did I know what discipline her ability came from?
Sure. That was necromancy.
Okay. Still good. We good. Benny Hill time.
So I guess the lot of you will race to the car, where Nos will be like, "Should we make our getaway?"
Leslie, what the fuck? Nathan's still in the. Leslie, what the fuck?
Well, why did he not follow? I said to get out.
It's Nathan. He has to spy on the thing.
Also,
okay?
Leslie's here.
Yeah, we're brushing over that in the moment.
Yeah, I know.
Dawn is just so panicked.
Also, there's a bear outside the car.
Yeah, there's.
Dawn, what the fuck is the bear doing here?
That's Emil.
Who the fuck is Emil, Dawn?
We replaced you, okay? It's been a while.
I wasn't dead!
It's been months. Why didn't you at least text
You come and looked for me!
Technically, you were.
Did anybody come look for me?
Well, the best we could over rubble of New York City, you know. I checked.
The bear is mumbling like he's explaining something, forgetting he's a bear.
Okay, bear aside, why is Nathan still in there?
It's Nathan.
What were you guys doing in there surrounded by 15 vampires?
Look, we gotta send them a message. It's a whole thing. Oh,
They don't
God.
seem to want a message. They looked ready to kill you.
I mean,
So, what are the 3 doing in there?
The 2 of them are sitting down, and the woman would just be staring towards you and go, "Hala burada, udungunu, iloram."
Staring
She
at
knows.
me?
Staring directly where you're at.
She knows.
Okay. I'll step forward. Alright. As we have now established your identity, now I can give my message.
She's gonna kind of like have like a half like chuckle sneer and also a very unhappy sneer. You know, definitely can tell it's like I was like, "Huh, I kind of hate you."
Yeah, that's okay. Do you understand me? Because I don't speak, whatever language you're using.
Dirk.
Dirk, my name is not Dirk. I believe I have established that already.
Are you still
Really,
invisible while you're talking?
No, I had to give up
Yora.
invisibility.
I was thinking, like, the Mook's just sitting there watching their leader talk to the air, and the air talk back to her.
No. As soon as I draw attention to myself, I either make a roll.
Satese senin kirli dilini Consumimurum.
That sounds more like Latin. Unfortunately, I don't speak that either.
Messagine.
Ah, message. I hope that's what you mean. Very well. Now I need to look at the notes and figure out what I was supposed to fucking say to her because she took too long telling me. Man.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
Like, if any of you speak this language, I would tell you it would be like an accented version of it because it's an ancient form, but none of you speak it.
What is she speaking?
She's speaking
Greek.
She's speaking like ancient Turkish. She's a Scythian. They're from the area of Turkey.
She's old.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did the ancient bit.
She also, technically speaking, insulted English. She said, I can understand you, I just don't speak your dirty language.
That's fine. I don't really care about that. Okay.
I like her.
Mm-hmm.
So, my phone is going off, and I don't know why.
Mysteries abound.
Because someone's calling me.
Ah.
Ooh.
All right, so it was Angelique, and who was her sire? I can't remember the name.
Lazarus.
That's right. You are called to a family gathering in Cairo by Angelique and Lazarus.
Alright. She'll go, Tamam? Yani bu Celestar hala yaşıyor?
Yeah. Still don't speak that language. Any of them. What was it?
You also talked to, oh my god, his name starts with an M and I'm blanking.
Mahatma?
Mahatma, yeah.
Mahatma indicated that you were the most fearsome of those invited. And so, of course, I respect the danger you present, and will gladly take my leave now that the message has been delivered. I hope that we can count on your presence.
Mahatma bir idiot. Ama bu dogru gemelium gruzel beni pek yelek secular.
You're translating this on the fly, aren't you?
Oh god,
A
yes.
simple yes.
And the thing is, it's
or
Google
no.
Translate, so it's bad.
Yeah.
A simple yes or no would suffice.
The man next to her, she'll kind of tap him, and he'll just kind of like shake his head.
Excellent. Thank you for your hospitality. I hope that your men are all right. And I hope you have a lovely day.
Dilegi yile. As like a wry smile comes across her face as she says that.
I will, as confidently as possible, glance toward the door, and then back my way to it.
She'll hold up her hand and then point for the window.
Oh.
Sende.
Defenestration. My favorite. I'll go jump out the window.
Alright, so most of the bikes and, like, the gang has, like, ran off to search the area. A bunch of bikes are in the streets and stuff, things like that. Are you still
then I'm gonna disappear again.
Dawn, can you get him to stop doing that?
I don't know, I'm not a bear.
Wait. Emil, tell me what you want to say, and I'll translate it from bear to English. Google Translate.
Oh,
Who are you? What are you doing here? Why are you... Do you know what's going on?
I think he said the call spells.
Bear, we're leaving. You
We're
can...
not leaving until Nathan's here.
Yeah, at this point I'm gonna text. Alright, message passed. Meet at the car?
Nathan's on his way, never mind, don't worry. Okay.
What in the name of Caine were you doing here?
A lot of shit, okay? There's like necromancers and like I met like someone related to my weird vampire dad. It's a whole thing.
Leslie's just gonna put his hands. Leslie's gonna put his
Tori's
hands
gonna
on
like
Dawn.
look back because he's behind the wheel, like, man, you sound like you have issues.
Yes.
Don't get us started.
Oh, why the fuck you dressed like a hobo with a
Don't!
shirt?
No.
What the fuck?
We are not talking about the clothes.
How are you sitting down while the sword is up the back of your shirt?
Not easily.
It's like from like
It's just poking out over his head.
Written it out would be probably in the car.
it's like the base of it's like tucked in. Well, no, the tip of it's tucked into the waistband, and it just runs up my spine. So I'm sitting very straight back.
Yeah, he's just like.
Now, the question is it a van or is it a normal car?
It's a normal car.
Yeah.
Then I'm changing back to a person.
Okay.
Oh, bloody time! Who are you?
I didn't want to change back until I knew we were leaving. In case I had to punch something.
The car. What else would we be doing at the car?
Waiting for Nathan.
Waiting for Nathan.
Oh.
We say in unison.
Let me know how much of this I hear before anybody notices me, because I'm invisible.
Just pull me back, please.
You can show up.
I haven't shown up yet, but I'm there.
I know.
Leslie's just cursing under his breath to Smiche and Caine. Over and over and over.
Are there any empty seats in the car?
Probably not. Probably gonna have to squeeze 4 in the back.
Alright, Nathan opens the door. Alright, where am I sitting?
Nathan!
How wonderful of you to join us.
Yes, I very much appreciate the distraction. It helped me get the message through.
Oh.
Wonderful. Can we leave now?
Yes, could you drop us at the airport? This airport.
Not yet. Prince first. Nox.
Yeah, hi. Who are you folks?
Let's go.
No one
back
of
to the
consequence. Go back to the what now?
The prince. You did present yourself to the prince, yes?
There was no
We
need.
just got here. We've not fed or anything, you know?
Right.
Look, it's been a long day.
Look, we work for the prince, but if you guys are just leaving right away as soon as showing up, we're not going to say anything because we've already had too much trouble.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, then. To the airport, I suppose, Nox. And thank you for your discretion. Please pass along my greatest thanks to the prince. The mission went well. Is there anything they can relate to the prince that does not specifically involve you three?
They can let them know that the Sabbat are very definitely gathered there right now, or at least Acacia.
You probably let them know Acacia's probably leaving town shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Sabbat, good. Now can we... Let's just go. Let's go.
And in fact, at this very moment, most of the nightlife, shall we say, is out scouring the area for us. So while we're on the move, if they let their prince know, currently Acacia is at the bar with merely 2 guards. 2 visible guards, at least.
We'll plan what we need to plan, but thank you for the information.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they'll just drop you off at the major airport?
No, I gave them directions to the little one we went to.
Okay. That's way out of city, though. It's like an hour out of city.
I mean, it's gonna get rid of us.
Yeah, they'll probably just get rid of
For
you.
the first 5 minutes of the ride, Emil's grumbling about how he never gets to maul anyone as a bear.
And you're all like, the thing is, like, it's 4 of you in the back seat. That's really not made for 4, so none of you have seatbelts on, and you're all like squished together. And Leslie's got like the sword back, so he's like really uptight and can't really like bend a lot. So it's
just squished up against Dawn.
Yeah.
I feel like I have like Dawn on my lap or something.
No, Dawn got in the car first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You might be on Dawn's lap.
I'm probably like squished against
Nathan's
the side.
on my lap.
Yeah, Nathan's
Sure.
on your lap.
Yeah, Nathan doesn't care. As long as you're not, like, dirty.
I smell
Leslie?
vaguely like bear, but that's about it.
Yes,
Leslie?
Nathan. Yes, Nathan.
I think you'll need to see a tailor when we get back to Istanbul.
Oh God, yes. Please. I need a suit.
Yes.
You don't want to know what I had to wear before this.
You had something worse?
Yes, much. I looked like a 14th century courtier.
Oh, that's really cool.
No! Hold on, it is not. It had frills on.
Oh, that's the best
It was
kind.
pastel, Dawn.
So, I'm mildly curious how you ended up not crushed underneath rocks.
Well, you know our good friend. I guess this was a few months ago now. You remember our adventures in the tunnels, yes?
Oh yeah.
Yes, perhaps, now that I think of it, discretion might be advised.
Yeah.
I incline my head
I
towards the
assume
front
we're actually.
seats.
How did you hire?
We could
like,
probably assume that we're back on a plane at this point.
I'm saving us till they're out of the car.
Yeah. You're on the private plane with only a pilot who's like, in the prop plane who's like, there's more of you? Silly Americans.
Pardon me, sir.
Oh, not back to
America.
back to Romania first, and then from there maybe Istanbul.
Oh, that's right.
Because you were out of Romania. But the thing
That's
is,
right. Romania was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing
Okay.
is, you don't necessarily have to go back to Istanbul. You can go to your next location from there.
Ah, that's true.
We have one more.
You have a list of
The other one-
We
locations.
have a lot more. We
gotta
have to
go
get.
Tokyo.
Oh yeah, we got the Harbinger of Skulls, but we still need. Oh, we still need Baron Samudia. Yeah, okay.
You only have one out of a few Harbingers of Skulls that you're supposed to contact because they're scattered. And
Vitamin getting us in touch with one of them. Is
through
like,
Fight May, you're going to go on a whisper down the line of, I have a connection and I'm going to use it to find someone,
Yeah.
who's then going to use it to find someone, who's then going to use it to find someone. That's actually the
We also
4 degrees
have
of it. And that's
the
in
Caribbean.
Tokyo. You have to take a trip to the Caribbean. That's a big one.
That
Mhm.
was the two I remember off the top of my head, without looking at anything.
One is probably out of Cairo.
Unray is in the Egyptian desert, known by the bones.
Yeah, that's another one you have to contact. So there's 2 out of Cairo. The Nagaraja are the ones that are in
Far East Korea.
Yeah, Far East Korea, but you have to contact you have contacts in the Far Eastern vampires through Japan. Samedi would be in Caribbean. The ancestors of the Lamia are out of Cairo. You can connect with them. The one Harbinger is in the desert, and then there's another one that you only had a name. Freaking
Amia?
Unra and Golgotha, Golgotha, were the 2 harbingers we needed to find, right?
Yeah. Let me just make sure. Unray is the keeper of Golgotha. That's the one that you did have to contact. There was another.
Oh, Khurshid.
Khurshid, yeah. How's that spelled?
Khurshid.
Yeah, Khurshid. Khurshid's the one that you were... I think you were a little more unsure where he was at.
Beckett knows where he is.
Beckett has connections with him, yes. So that's what you know there. So Khurshid is the one... So you have 2 more Harbingers of Skulls to contact, and that should be able to get all of them and their connections. The Lamia, which is outside of Cairo. So basically 2 of them you can hit up when you come back towards Cairo anyway. And then you have the Caribbean and Tokyo. And that's kind of where you were put on right now.
All right.
Yeah, I've got them. Thank you.
I wanted to double check.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whoop. Oh, well, whatever. Trying to clean up our notes a little bit.
Yes.
All right.
Back to
Understandable.
the conversation. Where was I? Oh yeah. You remember our adventures in the tunnels, yes?
Yes.
And our good friend the Flet. Leslie's gonna look at Emil, and then look at Nathan and Dawn, and just is he with you now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm trying to remember. Was he added to
Helena introduced me to them.
Ah. Then you've heard of the adventures before.
Some of them are kind of cryptic at times.
You always feel bare.
Tantus? I don't remember. Was Emil included in the geese, or did he arrive after that?
He arrived after that. Like,
Okay.
Emil doesn't know...
No,
Like-
I don't. If you're talking about the Dracula thing, Emil does not know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
There remain certain things that we will not be able to tell him.
Ah. Remind me what those are out of character. The
Uh,
swords.
That Alistair
Dracula
Cromwell is
himself.
Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we went and found his and
And Curran.
Ein Curran is
Curran.
probably the only one you could mention, because Ein Curran is not directly related to
it's
him.
not his sword.
Yeah.
So
Ein Curran
and
is
that's
the
the one
sword
you're-
that you have.
Although
yeah.
I have met Cromwell, I just don't know he's Dracula.
No.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
hmm
Yep.
Alright, well, that's fine. Alright.
I think you've actually spoken about contacting both separately Cromwell and maybe, like, someone called Dracula out of it, but you haven't put them together. Which, I mean, like, Dracula's existence is known about, he's just been missing. So it's sort of like, oh, you know where he is. That's neat. But according
I
to
mean,
like,
I know that Cromwell like had the sword of Dracula in his collection or something like that.
No.
Or maybe you didn't
No, you
mention Dracula. I think you out of game you mentioned like Dracula or something. You said no, you
Yeah.
didn't know that he had that in his collection.
It's
Someone brought it
not,
up
though.
as some sort of Dracula. Is it not? Wasn't?
No, because we didn't get
you're
the
right.
sword
You're
back.
right. It was at the was it at the auction then, or was it not?
Something.
He had
And we-
the family armor of.
Tepes.
Oh right.
Yes.
And we literally would not be able to tell you about the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like we
technically we
speak.
could. It would just hurt a
Mhm.
lot.
We're cursed as fuck.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. Yeah, the Tepesh.
Anyway, you guys haven't told me anything about him directly.
And you do remember our fleshy friend who we stabbed?
Oh yeah.
Well, Smiche pulled me out and taught me a few things.
What does he want?
A wonderful question.
Oh,
One that I cannot answer.
Wait, you haven't been with him this whole time, have you?
Yes, in fact.
Oh, no wonder you're dressed like that.
I was like, just give a sly smile.
That
This
does make a
was
certain amount of sense.
this was more recent. I was still in my suit, though it was rather burned and tattered. Thankfully, Smiche did not seem to care much about the immodesty.
also Leslie's missing an arm.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I spent a few months in his company, where, again, I cannot say. He seems to have a realm of his own that he is able to be in. It was unique, and getting out was not easy, though I was there with his permission and support. Apparently, he knows my sire.
Oh.
And though I doubt this is the extent of it, apparently saving me was a repayment of a debt.
Ooh, you don't want to get involved with debts.
Oh no, Smiche was in debt to my sire.
Still, I don't. He's as shady as fuck.
Indeed, but I am not dead, and I am not...
You appear to be down an arm, though. Did he take it?
Yes, that. No, that would be the explosion or the rubble. I'm not entirely sure which. But yes, that
And you didn't
there is
regenerate it?
Pardon?
Well, vampires normally regenerate lost limbs over time.
Do they?
I think they do. If an arm gets blown off, it will
Yeah,
regenerate
that
over
was the
time.
thing.
I thought there was only if you were of certain plans.
It only regenerates back to what it was before you were embraced.
Oh,
So if you had lost an arm before you were embraced, it wouldn't grow back.
Okay, Storytellers Handbook Revised, page 16, has information on it. I can look that up. Standard Handbook Revised, page 16. Oh my god.
Today's the
Seven
day where
Projects
we
affects
consult-
vampires much the same way it does mortals. A vampire isn't likely to pick up anything considering her hand cut off. Considered it gone if they lose a limb. However, a vampire heals the health levels associated with the limb removal. The limb is considered a regrown. In some cases, particularly those in which the character heals damage, the limb doesn't actually regrow, but rather knits itself back on the body. So it's theoretically can regrow in normal circumstances.
Yes, well, it will not be regrowing.
Dawn's just gonna
Isn't that a bit unusual?
flap about the sleeve that it should be in.
How
Oh.
much?
Ugh, God, wow. Look, I'm just saying. This section on lost limbs was next to what happens if a pregnant woman is embraced or becomes a ghoul.
Oh.
lovely.
Let's just skip past that.
That
right
is
now.
a very dark kind of thing. It is much worse than goddamn Blade lays on. Let me put it that way. Unless you're a ghoul, then you're probably fine.
Leslie's just going to whisper to Dawn and Nathan. How much do you trust this Emil fellow?
Oh, he's been great. He's been hanging out with us
Smile.
for a while now.
Is he with the Camarilla?
Yes.
All right. Is the
Although
is
I'm
the
not
plane,
a,
is the
although,
plane lighted inside?
Is he related to what now?
No, is the plane lit inside?
Probably.
Lightly.
Yeah, probably like at least lights. Because if you're,
Nathan.
we're so assuming you're already back in Romania and you're flying to wherever it is, officially long-term jet, on the private plane.
I'm still keeping it hidden for the time being. Nathan, could you dim the lights?
Oh, you missed us that much?
I missed you greatly, Dawn.
Aw.
And you as well, Nathan.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go hug Leslie. It's a bit
Le-
weird. He's missing an arm.
Have the lights already been dimmed?
Sure.
Whatever
Okay.
it takes to dim
Leslie
the
will,
lights, I guess.
Leslie will hug Dawn with his one arm,
Mm-hmm.
and then she'll feel a second arm.
Oh! Dawn is now just kind of frozen in a half hug, just looking at it.
Is he
That's
doing
a-
something inappropriate?
Not more than usual, but
Leslie will break off the hug, and
is that a second arm, or are you just happy to... Anyway.
Leslie break off the hug. I learned a few things while I was in my time with Simiche. One of them being this, and I will cause my shadow arm to form. In its horrible, misty, tenderly appearance. Like little tendrils of shadow curling off of it and disappearing.
Is that not the same arm that was a little bit unusual prior to your rubble crushing?
Indeed. It's
I
gotten a
guess
bit of
that
an
explains why it...
it's gotten a bit of an upgrade, you could say. And thankfully, the demon, for lack of a better term, that inhibited it is no longer here.
oh,
All the benefits, none of the downsides. Well, picking up items can be a bit tricky at times, but otherwise, there are many uses of an invisible arm.
I believe very thoroughly that you believe what you just said. However, forgive me, I do not believe what you just said, though.
Leslie's going to chuckle. How to put this? You've spent enough time with me to know that my powers are not merely the control of shadows, yes?
Yes. I believe you also described it as pulling from the abyss.
Indeed. Another realm, you could say, of... Again, calling them shadows is not accurate, but living shadow, essentially. And I'll pull out and Kern at the same time. The sword has... And he's struggling just as much to put this into words that make sense as I am. There is a connection between La Sombra and the Abyss. In the past few months, that connection has deepened. I've gained a few abilities. Including, and I was hoping to use this to... Are we still in the plane?
Yeah.
Yep.
Tantus, if I, dimensional shift... if I reappear, am I gonna just,
Fall.
reappear outside the plane as it's continue traveling?
Probably. You don't know how moving vehicles works with this because you didn't see anything moving while you were in it. So unless you And also, you did seem to have a form of gravity, so if you think it probably wouldn't be a great idea to use it on a plane.
On
Just
the
fucking plummet.
other hand, perhaps I should save this one for later. At any rate, my connection with the Abyss has deepened. I am able to sense things I could not before. I am certain that the creature is no longer there. And Semiche as well. He did not exactly seem excited to have La Sombra, our true sire, out either. He also does not believe the creature is here anymore.
Well,
A grain of salt, of course. This is Semiche. But I am alive, so...
Well, since we're introducing each other, I might as well say
Emil,
hello.
this is Leslie.
I'm gonna wave my shadow arm. Pleasure to meet you.
Was a spy, I believe, in this very region, I believe. Is that
Indeed.
correct?
And
Emil.
I am Emil. I'm a gangrel, and I am
to
not
a bear.
allowed in Chicago.
We've been helping him rebuild some bridges, although they remain quite ashen and sooty.
You're going to have to tell me the Chicago story sometime.
I'll wait until you hear about the Hawaii one.
Yes, Hawaii was a fun time. However, I think it might be worth discussing where we might like to go next.
Wherever I can get a suit, please, for the love of...
You should probably also tell him about all the weird updates with the Camarilla and the chaos that's going on in the world that he probably not know about.
Also, why were you in Spot territory?
Well, the short answer is we are collecting the Cappadocians for a family greeting or a family reunion in Cairo.
Would I know about the alignment of the Cappadocians?
They're a dead clan. Like
Gotcha.
like the thing is, it's not like they're truly not extinct, but very few of their members remain. They were killed off by the Giovanni.
Gotcha.
Their sire basically diablerized Cappadocius, the antediluvian.
And why are you doing this?
Well-
Last I remember, we were getting the swords, then we were killing Smiche, and I can't remember what we were supposed to do after that. To be honest, there's a gap.
Do you remember the cups?
We got all the cups.
Yes, you have them
Well-
all.
Yes, we have all three.
Wonderful. Is our mission from our patron complete then?
Yes.
Are we still under the effects of our patron's wishes?
To some degree, which is why some things must still remain in
And
shadow.
the other sword.
I'm trying to remember what happened to the other sword.
Patron. Oh, wait, patron, was Cromwell the one who originally tasked you with gathering the cups?
No.
No.
I'm asking that in game.
In character. Yep.
Yeah.
He
Because that's the only person who I know of who might be a patron.
we had a few missions in our time together.
No, essentially, the prince
Oh,
has more or
Oh,
less
no.
tasked us with discovering the secrets behind these cups. This was a separate mission in the pursuit of that higher mission. Let's see.
I mean, we could go a quick recap. Just some basic information that probably be helpful to know.
yeah, you guys eventually told me that you were gathering the cups, you never actually told me why you were gathering the cups. Besides that you wanted
time.
The cup line effectively took you to, I think the next big place was Germany, where you stole a gorilla.
Yep.
John, you stole a gorilla.
I can now go to the zoo whenever I want.
She can. The Berlin Zoo, she's got a life pass.
I like how it's like, we stole a gorilla, and now I can go to the zoo whenever I want. It's like, wait.
Except for the fact that we're not actually allowed in Berlin for probably at least a couple of decades.
Well, that's fine. My passes are still valid.
John, let me get this straight. You stole a gorilla,
Well,
and you're allowed at the zoo whenever you want.
I helped stop PETA with my mooks.
A worthy goal. I applaud you.
They were trying to like break fish tanks. It was a whole thing.
Indeed.
I beat the shit out of a lot of them.
Then they met Nefertiti, same one from ancient Egypt, except vampire and followers of Set, and 4th generation. She's a spooky bitch.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're alive.
Yep.
Well,
she wanted the gorilla.
She was the one who wanted the gorilla.
Of course.
Then you met. Then they met Marie, who was a Nazi vampire hunter turned vampire.
Wait, was she a Nazi, or was she hunting Nazis and then became a vampire?
She was a vampire hunter that worked for the Nazis, and then someone she was hunting turned her into a vampire as kind of like a twisted joke.
Did you kill her?
No.
You worked with her technically for a period of time because you needed her sire.
Well, we didn't really work with her. We associated with her.
Oh, that's right, Ryan's there, so I can have him be narrator. Yeah, I mean, he was fine. Totally fine.
Ryan, you're here!
Yeah! Hey, Leslie! You're alive! Oh, man!
Leslie's gonna give Ryan a big hug.
Oh, Jesus! He's giving you a big hug back.
Shadow arm and all.
Dude!
Ryan has gotten so good at not freaking out in situations.
Totally!
Yes. I only need to give him 4 or 5 extra pairs of pants each time we fly somewhere.
It works really well.
Indeed, Ryan. Is that true?
Yeah. And then we got to go to Hawaii, where...
Leslie's got a black metamorphosis.
He will probably soil himself, because most mortal-type beings would, anyway. I mean...
Oh, come on, don't stink out the plane.
My apologies, Ryan. I was excited to see if it would carry on to this form as well.
I mean, that's a horrifying monstrosity that I've only seen a few of those recently, and so it's still hard to get used to them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not horrifying, I just have no head. Don't ask how I'm talking.
It's pretty.
And no limbs. I'm walking clothing, wearing shadow wearing clothing right now. With tendrils coming out of my back.
Shogun hobo shadows are kind of real creepy, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pass the shotgun to one tendril arm, pass the sword to another. See, I'm still me, Ryan.
No, that's kind of awful.
All right, fair enough. Turn back to normal.
Let's
but
see.
Still, Ryan, it is wonderful to see you. Truly.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. We went to Hawaii and hosted an auction so that we could get all the cups in one place at one time. We ended up meeting lots of colorful people, including... Let's see.
Is a fucking wizard, by the way.
Easy Faux Show is a mage, yo!
Yep.
I'm sorry, what?
Easy. Easy Faux Show.
London.
He's a mage.
Yes. A techno mage, I believe.
Easy.
Faux show.
Yes, Faux Show.
In
fact, I believe, if I recall correctly, he's moved to New York. At least temporarily.
Caine, I don't... God... Fuck. Of course, yes, no, that's fine. Yeezy Faux Show is a mage.
He's better than the guy from the Star Trek game. I'm gonna say that. Yeezy Faux Show in the house! He the master of the disaster. He was the former pimp-turned mage who's there to rock and roll you.
Out of character, I remember the name for some reason, but who was Yeezy post
He was the pimp of candy.
Ah, right!
Yeah, that we framed for the entire thing we did at the library.
Yeah, we stole
I would
candy
also
from him.
like to point out that leaving the details of all that happened in London might be for the best, as he could get quite upset at one or more of us should he learn all that transpired.
Yeah.
Me or Yeezy?
Yeezy.
Ah,
I was telling you.
are we going to meet Yeezy again?
Well, given that he works security at my gym,
Yeah, he does.
Nathan, doesn't he hate you?
no, surprisingly. Apparently, he blames me partially for getting him involved in the supernatural scene in the first place, and therefore introducing him to the magic that he now uses.
Ah, of course.
Hence, not being specific about the occurrences in London.
Naturally. Continuing on.
So, he was apprenticed to a mage who was running security for the Hawaiian auction, where we helped Federico
Yes, Federico
kill
de Padua.
Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
We helped Good F kill Bad F.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
We helped Francisco de
Nope.
Padua kill
Federico,
No.
Domingo.
Good F kill bad F. Yeah, that's. I
Oh.
think I think we got away with that.
That took you to Turkey.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that had to do with
Not
our.
Hawaii yet.
Ah, of course. Why?
So we killed Francisco, Bad F,
Mhm.
got the cup from him. That was where Dawn tanked the Francisco.
Elder to the face, yeah.
Yes.
That was the thing.
We were very impressed.
You tanked an
Really?
elder.
To
Yes.
the face, yeah.
To the face. After using a grenade to explode another vampire. So she took the brunt, the other vampire took the brunt of the grenade, but she felt its backwash, and immediately thereafter was face tanked an elder.
They got him out of hiding. I got his attention.
And
Mhm.
yet you are still as beautiful as ever, Dawn.
Oh,
Yes.
I know.
Resulted in her vacation with the Great Lord Cockroach.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of cockroaches anymore.
Oh.
It's pretty. I can speak cockroach now. And I'm
Oh.
gonna rattle off some fucking cockroach speech.
Do it. Speaking cockroach.
Oh, I cannot speak in cockroach.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. At that point, between friend Federico and Emil and I, we took down Francisco. I was able to get the killing blow with my fangs.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let's
she
see.
was very proud of me, and she'd been watching.
Uh-huh.
We got to meet someone I believe is the first ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
We successfully survived another meeting with the asshole Uarseken.
Yep.
Ugh.
You also
That's-
met a basically a were-coyote that hanged out with Federico, Tamalapake. She was nice.
Yep.
Yeah, her. I liked her.
Yeah. Let's see.
We got our fortunes told by a were-spider.
I'm never gonna find love unless it's long distance.
Questamala.
Mala.
You met with a kuei-jin, Kui-ya-ling.
Yep.
Mhm.
You heard about an elder Toreador, also named Helena, who's very dangerous.
Saw her a couple of times.
Yep.
Oh, do you recall the gentleman we met in Romania that took out several helicopters?
Victor
Do I?
The abomination.
Statnik.
Took out several helicopters.
Victor Statnik, the Ravnos Abomination. That you guys woke up.
I
Werewolf
stole
vampire.
amethyst from that place.
Oh, that lad. Yes.
Yes, he was there.
And he did not. And yet, there are many events that seem counterintuitive that you are still alive, my friends.
Well, the advantage was that Mr. Cromwell was very kind in helping with the organization of the event. Federico, who is now been reinstated, I believe, as a Justicar of the Camarilla, was there, also more or less assisting. Again, I will mention the 1.5 mages that were there running security.
Yep. Yeezy is the best, and I hate it, and I love him. I love and hate that guy. I love how I made him.
Let's see.
You met with, Vasilisa was there. Not pleasant. Yep. She would have told
Grimgroth? Do you recall him?
Grimgroth.
He's the guy you stole a staff from.
I'm afraid I do not recall.
Do you recall the staff of the Gargoyles?
When did this one happen?
London.
That was when you first started in London. You stole a staff.
Ah, yes. Yes, our first adventure together.
Yes, that staff was primarily owned by Grimgroth, and now is again, thanks to a lovely $10 million donation to the University of London's museum.
So we stole it just to sell it back to him?
No, we reacquired it for those who to whom it belonged, and then they donated it for charity.
Ah.
And Grimgroth was the beneficiary.
Of course.
In return for his sizable donation. We met the Silver Fang King of the werewolves.
Jonas Albrecht.
Yep.
And was he with our... what was his name? Strides the Sword?
Walks. Yes. Oh my God, you did it too.
Callbacks.
Yeah. He wasn't.
He wasn't with him, but I believe they did have chance to speak and discuss wet dog things.
Yep. Other small notes. Vasilisa got in a fight with the other Victor, the one that wanted to murder you in the sewers.
Correct, the one that you got crushed with.
Yep.
He survived my explosion.
He did.
He did.
The Victor Abomination ended up going with VtM and Durgasin because he's technically Durgasin was his sire.
Yep. So we might run into him again when we go to Tokyo.
And VtM was okay with that.
Abomination.
Her honor does not take issue with an abomination.
Abominations are just called that way because they're mostly called that way by like werewolves, because werewolves believe they should not find the corruption of it. A vampire is a vampire is a vampire. Most vampires, you know, it's like it probably scares the crap out of other vampires that an abomination exists near you because it has all the strength of a werewolf and all the strength of a vampire, and it's right in front of you.
Let's see. Are you aware of a La Sombra named Tally?
No, and generally I do my best not to be aware of my kin.
Well, Tally is a former bishop of the La Sombra.
All the more reason for me not to be aware of her. We are not meeting her, are we?
Him.
Him?
We, strangely enough, might, as Tally met with...
I am not going anywhere near them. Advance warning.
Tally met with our prince in order to further discussions about bringing the La Sombra into the Camarilla.
Indeed.
Indeed.
So they are anti-tribu as well?
No, this would be a full clan switch.
I could be with my own kin.
The majority of the La Sombra are, like, at least some of their organizations within the Sabbat are effectively thinking of switching sides at this point in time because of shit that's been going down in the world. Things aren't great for the vampire community overall, and they're kind of like, maybe we should work together.
Along those lines, some more recent news.
Yeah. The Gangrel have gone independent. The Bruja are
I was about to say, Gangrel and Bruja, on the other hand, have apparently left the Camarilla.
Not
For the most
all,
part.
each of them.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Have they joined Zabat?
No.
far
Or did the
away.
Bruja?
Bruja joined the Anarchs.
Yeah, Bruja joined the Anarchs. The Gangrel went off on their own.
There was a lot of Bruja with the Anarchs to begin with. They were kind of split, but they still had a affiliation with the Camarilla more. Now they're just purely affiliated with the Anarchs when it comes to their major leadership. There are still members within the Camarilla. It's just that they don't have a huge voice anymore.
And has the La Sombra realignment occurred already?
No, it is in the beginnings, and Helena is taking point.
So I yet must hide from my kin.
For the moment.
And also,
Understood.
you guys...
But-
sorry. Go ahead. I was going to
Right,
say...
I said what I wanted to. Understandable, but hopeful.
Yeah. You also recently organized a group of... a split in the Assamites, that half the Assamites are thinking of also joining the Camarilla.
Yep.
What
And
yeah.
the true Bruja might well be coming back to the Camarilla to essentially take leadership over those of their clan that remain.
Don, did you have anything to do with that?
that should be the answer.
Flashback,
That should be the answer. It should just be...
The Dawn just looks a little just traumatized from family interactions.
Yep.
I see. I shall not pry further then.
Oh,
Let's see. We met Nurg,
yeah.
who
Nurga
might
Sin.
well be one of the founders of the Bali clan. We met Aramel, who is said to be a fallen angel or demon.
In the
You
body
made-
of Detective Gerhard Liebner.
You have
Yep.
made many powerful acquaintances in the past few months, haven't you?
Well, I'm not sure if all of these are specifically good. However, yes. Let's see.
Mark Stantz showed up.
Acquaintances
Mark Stantz,
only in the
who's a
only so
familiar
far to say
man.
we are acquainted.
Mark Stantz, who's a familiar man as one of those hunters you totally did not kill and just left because they had friends.
I
Yep.
see.
Mm-hmm.
And how far are we from current adventures now?
Well, we have to
This is a
gather up.
lot back into
Yeah.
the past few months.
Short story is that once you got all
Too
three...
late.
Yeah. Short story kind of is you got all three cups, they had a message, you translated the message, it sent you to effectively look into ancient empire places that included places like Egypt. You went to Egypt?
Yeah, so
Checked
it.
Yep. Along the ways
Checked
of...
out Egypt and found ourselves now
it-
found ourselves talking to who was it?
The Cappadocians.
The
Because
yeah, the Cappadocians and gathering them
Lazarus-
for their help in helping find things.
Lazarus can take you to Enoch. At least what remains of Enoch in the underworld.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
He can bring you
So
there.
helping out the Cappadocians for a deal to get to the underworld or Enoch.
Basically, to get
and
to what's left of a shadow version of the first city, which existed in the underworld. That was slightly destroyed by the Sixth Maelstrom, but parts of it remain, and you're hoping to use those parts of it to find out the location of the thing, because if you can...
first city, which is where we want to go for the
you have the
gauntlet.
full message written down, Nathan?
Yes, Secret
Yep.
of the One, travel far from the first, from old Ubar, Enoch. Go to those that were not deluged, the flood. Those of the dynasty, seek the model under the sands, seek the blueprint of that whose shadow lies within the abyss. Travel to the dread palace of Gamal, Caine's palace. You will find what is inside there. Your journey will take you across a river, through the sands, and to where the ley lines meet. Beware the false monuments, they may lead you astray.
Shadow of the Abyss. Shadow... He who lies in the abyss.
The Abyss
blueprint.
is like is a part of the underworld kind of set. It's like the lower parts of the underworld. It is the end of the underworld, where all things go to fall into shadows and to eventually nothingness.
I know only of one who lies one powerful who lies in the abyss. It does not refer to. It does not refer to La Sombra, does it?
Well,
I
it says
very
seek the
much hope
blueprint of that whose shadow lies in the abyss. It could be referring to the Shadow of Enoch, which is what we're trying to find.
Ah.
Effectively, you're missing a chunk of the puzzle, and you're thinking if you can use the Shadow of Enoch, you might be able to find that part of the puzzle and figure out what some of this stuff means.
Yes.
Well then.
And all that Lazarus has warned you of is there are ancient powers that are still lying there.
Yes.
then.
And that we'll have to be careful. And he can send us in, but he can't guarantee our safety.
Yeah, he can send you in and be ready to bring you back out, and that's about it.
Seeing as we have completed our recap episode, perhaps we should sleep for the day and take a break.
Well, let's take our break because we are like an hour past due break. Because like
Hell yeah.
you guys,
My
like
wife was noticing
when
that.
I realized that we should have gone on break, the recap started. And I'm like, God damn it, I don't have a good place to interrupt this. So I figured we'll just go in, we'll go for the full recap, and then we can kind of go for our one break after a very long part of the session, and then we'll come back and we'll start into.
It's only 2 hours of talking. We can handle that, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to fill my water. I ran out.
Yeah, that's fair.
I need to pee.
So we're going to break. If you need to use the restroom, grab a drink, grab a snack, go and do anything like that. We'll be back. It might be a little longer of a break just to get because it has been a long one. I'll give people like 4 or 5 minutes here or something. So we'll be back in a little bit though.
Hope you're enjoying the narrative episode, chats.
Recap.
Pleasure to see you again.
Yep. See you in a second, folks. Alright, we're back for the last bit here. Okay.
Drei, zwei, eins.
We'll say back in Romania, back in the hotel. You're getting Leslie some new clothes. He's no longer looking like a shotgun-using hobo. He's got an actual outfit on, real clothes.
A properly tailored suit.
Mm-hmm. What is the plan now? Where do you want to go next? You have a few options. You
Hopefully
could...
paid for by the charity of need,
Yeah.
Oh,
so that I don't look like a hobo anymore, because I can't stand it.
Now, I know that there's the 2 of them that you were saying you're going to probably do last because they're out of Cairo. And that's when you're heading back that way. The 2 Egyptian ones. So, the big options you have right now are heading for the Caribbean and trying to contact Baron Samedi. Heading for Tokyo and contacting VtM and her contacts through there. Or you could look into...
And waiting to hear from Beckett.
Yeah, waiting back to hear back for Kershit. You messaged him but haven't heard back anything yet.
Mm-hmm. Dawn, I believe you said we were going to Tokyo in a week, and it's been a few days now?
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think that's where
Is
you're...
this
Go ahead.
Is this the Baron that was with us in the tunnels? Samedi.
No.
The skull man.
No.
I don't believe he was.
Okay.
Nope. I think one of them may have been named Baron or something, but I can't remember which one.
I think he was named that, so I got real confused.
Yeah, no.
It's like, you're gonna try and kill us again? You
No.
failed once.
No, that's Uar Saken.
Mm-hmm.
He does that a couple of times.
He has done that a few times.
Mm-hmm.
He tried it again. I'm better prepared. I can't wait to get into combat and show you guys what Leslie's learned.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be great.
I
He
can't
did
wait to
not
get into
waste no
combat
time.
and actually use my bear.
Quick, everybody.
You're be our bear mascot. Cheerleader bear.
So-
Cheerleader bear. We need to get you pom poms.
So, Tokyo?
Okay. Alright, so you're heading into Tokyo. Let's see here. Oh, whoops. There we go. I need those. I need, okay. So, what is your plan for going into Tokyo? Where are you staying? You could definitely keep in contact with VtM. You know that kuei-jin is probably not going to be in Tokyo. You know that she was part of a group of all the different kuei-jin groups of their own that was being sent to like settle in the Americas. So that's probably where she is, somewhere in California.
Right. But VtM and Durgasin and Victor were going to Tokyo to start learning things there, if I remember correctly.
Yes. The three of them were going to go there to try to organize things.
So we talked to them earlier and said we were planning a trip there so that they could potentially help us figure out where to stay and what customs we needed to follow, that kind of thing.
All right. Yes. So Japan is a place that is actually easy to go to in comparison to other locations for you folks when it comes to knowing about the kuei-jin. If you're looking into it, the Tremere are one of the few that actually have a permanent housing there. They have 2 chantries in Tokyo. So only a very few actual Western vampires make home in Japan. And that's out of all the Eastern countries, it's one of the few that they do. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And Tokyo in particular, I can look that up. Let's see here. Yep. The Giovanni do have a small presence in Ginza. Bruja are there, and Kanata. Let's see here. Yeah, there's probably really isn't a prince of Tokyo, per se. But if you were looking to get some vampire protection, it probably be a good idea to contact Regent Preston Varick of the Tremere. He's probably the closest thing to it in a city that it is not really there.
What's the Sabat presence thing?
They show up occasionally. There is nothing cemented.
Sweet!
At most of the time, it just seems to be more business in the area.
I know someday you're going to put hunters on my back, but not today.
Also, there's an old clan Sumiche in the town. Mayumi Shibasaki. So she is of actual Japanese descent, but she is old clan Sumiche.
And who was the regent, you said?
The regent is Preston Varick. So I'll throw these 2 names into the chat. These are the 2 major players in your kind. Oh, that is a lot more. It shows its generation. It's 8th gen. It's fine. Whatever. I highlighted more than I wanted to. And I was trying to highlight to copy these names with their spelling corrected. So yes. You know for a fact that in order to deal with the kuei-jin in Korea, you're going to have to make contact with them. Your kind probably wouldn't be very welcome there at all. Western vampires tend not to be welcome in Korea or China. Now the big problem is, you're probably going into Japan right as things are locking down.
Oh shit! It's happening.
It's happening.
So you're going to be foreigners in another land and have to figure out how to also cross borders when borders are locked down.
Money.
I mean, money does tend to make the world go round.
Hey,
Nathan, what is this COVID? Why is everybody so afraid? What is
some sort of
happening?
Mexican beer, I believe.
Oh,
Yep.
a shame we can no longer.
On the
Imbibe.
upside, I get us masks.
Mm-hmm.
Handy. Especially for a vampire.
Yep. So, you know that if we're talking about what you have to contact with, and this is the research I'm going to say you were able to find out a little bit of, especially because you did probably communicate with VtM and see what you needed to know. Within Japan itself, the group that you're going to have to deal with is the Gaki, or the Clans of the Sun. They're the kuei-jin that are collectively the kuei-jin of Japan. They are in amongst the kuei-jin factions, considered a neutral faction, which is good for you. They're the ones that were connected to VtM and the remaining Ravenos through Kuei-jin. Kuei-jin finds herself as a neutral because she is, though originally a Chinese kuei-jin, becoming a New World one, has found that the different groups of kuei-jin had to kind of unite in order to, find settlement in the New World. So, those that have moved to the New World find more peace than the old problems back in the old countries, kind of thing, So, she knew that the Japanese, the Gaki, would be more welcoming. It's the Gaki that have welcomed the few bits of Western vampires in Tokyo and other places.
Okay.
Now, the kuei-jin of Korea are ruled by a group called the Green Court. The Green Court are the ones that are protecting, of course, the group that you need to talk to, the Nagaraja, which are the flesh-eating vampires.
That sounds fine.
Mm-hmm. So that's the whisper down the line. Do you want to contact anybody in town here in order to be, peaceful with the vampires that are here? Again, VtM, Durgasin, and Victor, you don't know how much they've established over the past couple of months. Because their plans were to create a haven for Ravenos out of India and stuff, and because there's not as many worldwide.
I mean, can't we ask them?
And ask VtM who we should introduce ourselves to.
Currently, we are traveling around, communicating in the major cities with the various groups there to see to arrange small coteries of Ravenos in the various cities. Tokyo should be fine. Victor's there if you want to meet with him. He's been staying around the area we've established in case anybody shows up. But Durgasin and I have been traveling about. Right now we're in Osaka. We should be back to visit a little later on. Sorry that we couldn't quite match with your timing. We tried our best.
That's all right.
If you're looking to meet the locals, we did talk to a few. Mayumi is a very, or Miss Shibasaki is a very good person to talk with. She tends to be very open-ended and neutral in her looks to everything that's going on. She tries to make sure order remains in the city. And if you're looking for the most powerful versions of the Camarilla, because I know all of you are connected with that, Preston Varric will be the person to talk to if you want to keep on a connection with the Camarilla.
right.
Other than that, it'll be up to you to... The most powerful of the kuei-jin in Tokyo, I don't know if you want to necessarily try to meet with him. It would be the best way to get on most of their good sides, but it's also the most dangerous. We've only met him once. Hikari of the Bishamon. He lives in the Imperial Palace.
Oh.
He is the kuei-jin's influence on the Imperial family, and has been for many generations.
Oh. Any thoughts on how we might be able to gain an audience?
Well, if you're unaware, though we're negotiating with multiples of the clans of the sun. Though they are united in a peace in Japan, it's similar to the old warring clans in Japan. Many of them have old blood. And House Bishamon and House Genji are the two most powerful. They're the ones that we've been working with. House Bishamon is the one we were introduced to originally when we came into Tokyo. Hence how I mentioned Hikari.
Are they talking to VtM on the phone, or are we like...
Yeah, you've got like speakerphone for her. She's talking English now.
I just want to say, for a second I misheard you, and I thought you said House of Bitchmon.
Yeah.
I absolutely heard that as well.
All right.
Bishamon House would probably be the most... if you're going to deal with them, they are traditionalists. So beware of that. House Genji tends to be a bit more in the modern corporate sector. The house you're going to want to actually get contact with in the end is one that you can't get directly contact with. House Ichizen. House Ichizen is a minor group that are specifically craftsmen, but they work closely with the Green Courts, often. So if you're going to get a connection to the Green Courts, you're going to have to go through them. The unfortunate thing is, they don't often talk to outsiders, and especially would be wary of your kind. Hence why you're going to have to at least talk to one of the other houses before you get to them. It's the unfortunate thing of the complex politics of this going on. And especially because the kuei-jin mostly aren't friendly with our kind.
What about House Genji's brother house, House Hanzo?
I was going to say the same thing.
I mean, they died off in the Great War.
Oh.
Rest in peace, House Hanzo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of what you get using a bow and arrow. So.
Really? Yeah, this is the modern era.
Even sci-fi bow and arrow.
House Genji.
Oh, God.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're always like going around shouting, you know, their whole Ryuga Wagateki ho, like what are you doing? Everybody knows where you are. You're not very stealthy.
So,
Kurao! Yeah, we know where you are. Bang bang bang.
So, for where to start, it's hard to say. If you're going to be around for a while, I would recommend definitely making sure you're in contact with at least one of the kindred in the city. And then, if you wait for us, we might be able to get you a different contact within House Bishamon. If you want to go with on your own and get ahead of things, I don't think talking to or trying to get an audience with Hikari would be a bad thing. Either Preston or Mayumi might be able to help you on that one, if you could convince them to assist you. You're going to have to make a lot of friends, is the only thing.
What language does VtM speak again?
English.
I've forgotten.
She speaks English. She's speaking English now because she learned it.
Yeah, but
she also
Greek.
speaks Greek,
Ancient Greek.
and like an old version of Indian.
Well, she also spoke some version of Russian or German, right? Because I was the original translator.
Yes. She spoke something akin to the language that came from the area of Romania. Because she was in Alexander the Great's army.
Okay.
She was a woman that disguised as a man to fight with Alexander the Great.
Leslie's been just listening this whole time, but seeing as we've most of the information, he's going to switch back to that. He's going to speak in that language.
Oh.
He's going to speak in that language. Faidame, it has been far too long since I've heard your voice, and it is most enjoyable to hear.
Leslie, you're all right. I heard bad news.
Indeed, some said I was dead again, but I still live.
Excellent.
Rumors of my death and so on and so on.
Or grossly over-exaggerated.
I'm gonna switch into Fidame's original language that I speak. Don't listen to anything Leslie's saying. He's a pain in the ass.
Can I understand this?
Probably
You
not.
speak ancient Greek?
Yeah.
You learned ancient Greek?
She did
Just
specifically
to
for
find
this.
me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Through no effort of my esteemed allies, although I greatly miss them so, I do live, yes. I was thankfully saved from a gruesome explosion by an... not so much an ally, but an acquaintance. And it is good to be reunited with the crew, as apt for getting into trouble as they are.
Well,
It is nice to have the power of Dawn and the words of Nathan at my back again.
Lean over to Emil. They're flirting.
Wasn't shooting it dirty towards Nathan.
just be careful that you avoid certain places, though. Thank you, though, both of you. It's good to hear all of you. Hopefully we can meet up soon. There are some things you have to be careful with here in Tokyo. Certain Genji are more dangerous than others. Maybe not because they'd be a threat to you, but they don't have the same qualms as we do about hiding things.
They flaunt the Masquerade?
There is no such thing to them. There are a number of, especially our kind nowadays, it seems has to hunt in places like nightclubs and bars. Be careful. If a Genji rounds it, you might find yourself in a place where you'll have temptations that'll go beyond what we see because of it.
In what manner?
Fortunately, it seems like, let's see here. Places where they might use some of their own powers to make the furniture animated. Exclusive clubs that if someone gets into. Fortunately, it seems that most believe that they're just on really powerful drugs.
And would I be correct in assuming the use of our own powers is still not advised?
As much as you'll probably want to maintain things as much as you can. As much as there is less law out here in comparison to back at our own homelands, the majority of the kuei-jin will still try to keep things secretive. They still want to work behind the scenes. Not to say that there aren't exceptions, but they don't violate the same laws. They don't have laws. It's more unspoken agreements between them. Here.
Understood.
So
Thank
if
you
one
for the
breaks
warning.
it, they could say something. But the Genji are very forward-thinking. So that makes them a little bit more dangerous in that way. The Bishamon can be a little too backwards thinking. But fortunately, there's groups of them that are at least trying to integrate into the modern world through tradition still. Those are the ones that you want to try to work with.
And what of their opinions on those of Clan La Sombra?
Probably nothing in particular.
Wonderful.
Most kuei-jin, similar to us, that if you just met one on its own, would you be to tell their ancestry or bloodline or their ancestry apart? Their equivalent of a bloodline?
Indeed not. I'm more concerned about if I were to use my abilities, whether certain factions would be gaining word of it.
If there were Sabbat present in the city at the time, they might hear of it. But again, they don't have a permanent presence. Most travelers that are
Smeech might notice, though.
Who?
Well, the old clan Samichi would notice, but the old clan Samichi are basically the group that didn't get Diablerized.
Yeah, I don't think the Clan Smiche really gives a damn about the Sombra one way or another.
No. Dracula's of the old clan. That's what you have to think of. You know, it's the group of elders and stuff which survived the slaughter of a lot of elders during the creation of the Sabbat, and they have remained. Now, I'll tell you, Mayumi, she is much younger than many of the other old clan Samiche, but still, pretty powerful.
Alrighty. Thank you very much for all of this information. We look forward to seeing you if the opportunity arises. If you two are through flirting for the time being, we will start making our plans to go.
Bye, Fatima, you look great!
Expressing joy at hearing from a friend again is not flirting, Nathan. Though it is wonderful to hear you once more, Fatima.
At least I can admit what I'm doing.
So how do you want to go about this? Because the unfortunate thing is, how do you want to go about this? Do you want to start with contacting your people in the city? Because it looks like you effectively now have to deal with the politics of an entire another supernatural community.
It seems subtlety is a forgotten art among the Bruja.
Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa! I'll get this
What
right, don't
the
worry.
hell are you doing?
Ryan, have you ever played video games?
Sure.
Have you ever played Wario World?
Maybe?
Well, if you need a new career, voice acting might be in your future.
Well, you know, that just is one of them things that happens. I got a unique voice, don't you know?
Well, yes.
Ryan, if needed, you would more say...
Sayonara.
Ryan, no, Ryan.
Look, I learned
Konnichiwa.
some Japanese. Don't worry about it.
It's more the accent, the inflection. Try, konnichiwa, hajime mashite.
Sure. I'll try that. I'll keep practicing.
Less of the wah.
Wah.
I like the wah. I think it adds something, you know?
Wah, Luigi.
Wah. Ryan.
Konnichiwa. Kono desu, Ryan. No, that's wrong.
Yep.
Leslie, I should probably warn you, my funds are more limited than normal, as I was forced to put quite a bit of money up for the Hawaii vacation.
Was that so?
It is.
I was
The suit
not
is no
aware-
problem.
I was
Don't
not aware
worry about
your near limitless funds had a limit.
Well,
Huh?
when you rent an island for 3
You
days,
rented the island.
Most of it. Well,
Impressive.
a tourist hotel in the late summer. Or late spring, rather.
Would a phone be too much? I'm afraid the majority of my possessions were lost in the explosion.
No, I'm sure I can handle a phone.
Do you want me to try to contact the locals of my kind? I might be able to get in some contacts with them.
You have...
Well, not my kind specifically, but, the old, good old changing breeds. There are folks in the area here that might be willing to chat.
For a moment, I thought we were going to hear Japanese-speaking cockroaches.
Oh, that would be interesting. I don't know. Pentex might have had a branch over around here. Haven't heard of it.
Dawn is immediately checking her bank account to see if she has enough savings for another potential sword if she sees one. Now that Nathan has worried her, saying that, well, I don't know.
Oh man, you guys take that so seriously.
Oh yeah.
So, let's see. So we found a schwanky hotel.
Yeah.
Well, shall we stick with the Tremere Regent?
I mean, I can go contract, while you're doing that, I can go contact the East Court in Tokyo. See if they'd be willing to listen to me if I'm looking for information. Maybe they can give me another name to speak to. Speed things
Sure.
along.
Yeah.
Wish me luck!
Best of luck. Here's a backpack with 2 pairs of pants.
Awesome! Alright,
I'm gonna hand him the tourist camera.
so you're gonna head to meet with Preston. But I think before we dive into anything big, since we are at the back end of the show, maybe... Granted, we had a very long thing and then a shorter side. But maybe we should stop before we dive into anything large.
Go another hour.
So, Ryan might go make friends with the floof.
Ryan and the floofs.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Who's gonna meet the floof?
Because there totally is floofs here in Japan.
At the hotel, did we all get separate rooms?
Probably.
I imagine I got, not quite the penthouse suite, but, something schwanky, so it's got, a couple of rooms off of a main, area.
Okay. While we're there, before we end, Leslie's just, Dawn, come here a moment. I want to show you something. Pull her into her room.
Dawn looks very suspicious immediately. Last time someone tried this, it didn't go well for them. I'm just saying.
Dawn, how long have you known me?
But you've been alone for a little while, so,
And it has not eroded my sense of propriety. I will make no move on your honor.
Oh, you couldn't if you tried.
I'm wounded.
You should be.
Pull her into the room. All right. Watch this. This is one of the tricks I picked up during my time with Smiche. And Leslie's gonna vanish.
Wait, is there a pile of goop that drops to the floor when you do it?
Yes!
Wait, while entering?
Oh!
I thought it was only when exiting.
Oh, that's right. It's when exiting. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Leslie's just gonna vanish. He's just gonna disappear in front of you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then
That wasn't what I was expecting.
and
Wait,
he's also using
that too. What the heck?
He's also using this to sort of test things out. Can I hear her or see her?
There is a dark black splotch in existence where she would be.
Leslie's gonna reach out a hand and try and touch the black splotch.
You can't.
See if
It's like
Incorporeal.
incorporeal to you.
It just passes through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And he's gonna go. He's gonna step back to where he was and reappear.
Oh, that's disgusting!
Oh, hey!
Oh,
Did
what
someone
the hell?
step sideways in here?
Oh,
Ryan,
Oh, yeah. Someone
Ryan,
pierced-
come in and close the door.
Did someone pierce the gauntlet?
Come in and close the door.
Ew. What's that?
You
I mean,
you know
that-
what I did.
Yeah.
Hold on. Disappear.
oh, would I be getting my time sensey powers from this?
Not really. It's different.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Can I-
interesting.
Can I see Ryan?
Yes, there's a giant cockroach there.
Oh my god. What the?
Like he normally would be when he's in his, like, hybrid form.
Gonna reappear.
Oh, you
There's just, like, another, like... It's like a couple gallons of sploosh each time you kind of come out of, like, this black ichor.
How the
Just-
fuck do we explain that to a mate? Like, seriously?
I mean, it does, like, just, like it
Yeah,
like,
it just disappears.
disintegrates, just disappears, but it's, like, gross
Oh.
for a little while as it, like, steams off, and it
Ryan.
smells.
Oh.
Oh, he didn't tell me that. Wow. Ryan, you could sense me?
Well, it's, you're... How's a good way of saying this? You're entering in a version of the, spiritual realm in a very messy way. I wouldn't do it too often. I was going to warn you. The thing is, I can kind of... One of the tricks I picked up, I can kind of sense, you know, when things are right in the world. It's one of those things that Nathan needed me to learn about, like ley lines and stuff. When you do that, you kind of damage the area you pop in and out of. It's only temporary, and it could heal up, but, like, if you do it a lot, like, your little thing there is probably going to take a little while to get rid of. And the problem is, if something senses it, it could be things that don't like that you done it, or things that like that you done it, and we don't want to meet.
Are you aware that when I'm there, I can... Dawn is merely a black shadow,
yeah,
but
yeah. That's because you guys create a kind of nexus void of darkness that's a kind of scar upon the spiritual realm by your very existence.
but I can see you, but you're not you. You
Oh yeah, I'm
You're
probably an
cockroach.
incarnation of my true being, which is the form of both man and cockroach put together.
it's more horrifying to see in that realm, in all honesty. It's
Oh, that's because
I'm
it's
not-
I'm not sure which level of the spiritual realm you're entering into, but it's probably one of the near-Earth ones.
right. Well,
That's
you
that's
think-
where we took you, Dawn.
do you think I can get away with one more use of it here?
I would recommend it not in the building here. Maybe somewhere, like, yeah. Or give it some time, like maybe like a week or two.
I wanted to pull a prank on Nathan, but I suppose it'll have to wait.
Oh, yeah,
Last time
no.
they got a prank pulled on him, kind of got burned.
Ryan, you seem to have some knowledge of this. Am I able to walk through walls in that dimension?
Yes and no. Once you're in that kind of thing there, if you encounter physical things that have no spirit, they're not actually physical to you. But things that have spirit will be physical to you. Like, the ground itself, trees. The thing is, though, there are still shadows left over of things. Like, this hotel here would have a shadow. Most buildings have a version of it that's a shadow, almost. Like, a mark put upon the universe by, the constructions of man, and all. Spiritually speaking, it usually takes a form completely different than what it is. You probably only saw this one room here. If you went outside the building, it could be very different than what you saw it was. Or it could be very, like, similar. It's kind
Indeed.
of a confusing kind of thing and hard to explain.
And if I reappeared where there was physical material in this realm, would I be shunted out, or would something more disastrous happen?
You know, I've never tested it.
Understood. Well,
I would think it would be, regardless of if you would survive or not, it probably wouldn't be good.
good information to have. Thank you, Ryan. That's
Oh, sure.
surprisingly
I mean,
elucidating.
the entire warning thing is because, like, the entire, like, I probably wouldn't want any, like, dark spirits being attracted to us, or, people that just don't like us damaging the entire thing. The entire fabric of, the spiritual realm.
Oh, yeah, I already have a dark, shadowy thing chasing me. Don't bring it here, please. That thing is creepy.
Well,
Still,
in this realm of the world, we probably have some different types of spirits. Each spirits are both connected to the spiritual realm and to the mortal realms that kind of produce them. A kind of thing of like a give and take. The energies of mortality create spirits just as much as the spirits have been created. Mortality has been created by the spirits in a way. You can kind of understand that.
still a neat trick, is it not?
Oh yeah. I'm surprised you could do something like that.
Me as well.
Smell it. Ooh.
Yeah, and
What does it smell like?
burnt rubber.
Oh.
All right. The abyss smells like burnt rubber. You've heard it here first.
Sulfur and burnt rubber. Just a little hint of sulfur under burnt rubber.
Does my arm smell like burnt rubber?
No.
Okay.
Normally,
Carrying the smell of burning rubber everywhere I go.
normally you don't like smell stuff, and the fact is, like, what I'm thinking you're doing there is because your entire powers come from a section of the umbral realms that normally my kind don't usually explore. Kind of dangerous. It's the realm of the dead. Who would want to, if you're alive, if you're living, like me, no offense to you guys, since you're some kind of, like, form of unlife, we don't really want to go to the realm of the dead, you know? Not really beholden to our safety and long-term life. So it tends not to be explored. What you're doing, normally I think your kind of skips a couple of steps to get there. You're kind of like... You kind of got like a lesser thing where you're kind of getting stuck in between.
And is that the cause of the shadowy ink?
Well, I think what you're doing is effectively the stuff that's coming out. It's kind of gross. And I think it's kind of like I kind of could probably compare it to spiritual blood.
I was gonna say abyss shit.
I'm pretty sure that stuff, though it kind of dissipates because it can't exist in our realm, I don't know if it's such a good thing to bring a amount of it into our realm in the first place. Like, this carpet here, it's kind of tainted by that energy right now. So, if something that could feed on it would show up, well, there you go. It's got it. It doesn't, though it kind of seems to be disappearing, it's not technically gone. So, it has its uses, definitely.
I'll switch rooms with you, Dawn.
Yeah, I don't want to be in here anymore.
Also, maybe we could try to help you to get that a little less lorpy.
Yeah, Lorpy works. Yeah.
That would be wonderful. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Let's end it there with Glorpy as a descriptive word for Umber's power. Glorpy.
As soon as I get a chance, I'm still pulling my prank on Nathan.
Again, like, it's not that you can't. It's just that it's the more you use it, the more you have a chance of attracting unwanted attention on both hates you doing it or really likes you doing it in the bad kind of way.
Oh, if you do it, so like you come out of the ceiling above his head, the gloop is gonna hit him first.
I don't think that would bode well for me, unfortunately.
It'd be hilarious.
It would, but it'd then be followed by Leslie momentarily hanging in air, like Wile E. Coyote, just hanging in there for a second, legs like paddling, like I can't move, and then splat onto Nathan.
Yeah, it makes the prank 10 times funnier.
I want to prank him, not break his neck.
It's basically the same thing with vampires.
And he did buy me a suit.
But we know he enjoys pranks.
Anyway.
It's a new development.
So, let's go around, shout out who you are, where to find you, all that kind of stuff. Let's do reverse order of where we started today, so we'll go to Jess.
Bubblegum Viking, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. At the moment, I am finally starting reading through all 4 Harry Potter books on stream. So that's fun.
Did you already start?
I have read chapter 1 so far.
Oh, I missed it.
There is a highlight on Twitch as well as the VOD, and it's up on YouTube. So
When's chapter 2?
whenever my voice next one. It's probably Friday.
I understand.
Alright, and Umber.
Umber Skies, again, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I tweet dumb shit and art sometimes of not like flat out, not safe for work, but just good art. I don't know when I'm streaming. One day I'm going to get back to it. In the meantime, if you enjoyed what you saw, feel free to follow this channel, twitch.tv/the Dracovin Empire. If you really enjoyed what you saw, feel free to drop a sub, perhaps with a free Twitch Prime sub.
Hey.
We would most appreciate.
Yeah, thank you for the advertisement. Worm.
I'm Diamond Worm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWorm or @DiamondWorm on Twitter. Tweeting has been pretty sparse as of late, but streaming has been on Fridays, so except for the last 2 weeks because people were weird and busy.
Yeah,
including me. But anyway. Yeah. I'm thinking about maybe adding in another day, but I just feel like I haven't found the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's me.
And Carpet.
I am mostly here on Tuesdays, and also retweeting and tweeting odd things on Twitter @the CarpeDM. And our lovely host and DM is Tantus Nerovan Dracovin.
Uh-huh. I
Who
am.
hosts multiple games every week, including this one.
God.
The best of the games. I'm just no bias here. It's just we're vampires.
This is the second game I'm running out of possible of 5 this week, so.
Oh,
God. I would like to be player more too. That's what they will happen.
You run on this wonderfully esteemed channel of yours.
Yeah, okay. So if you're looking for more stuff that I run that you can watch, you've got this day. Next time will be Thursday at 8 p.m. EST. All of these are going to be at Eastern Standard Time. That's Children of Wrath. That's a D&D meet Magic the Gathering game set in it's Dungeon Dragons set in the Magic Gathering world of Dominaria. A lot of lore dump, a lot of crazy things. It's a kind of a quest travel adventure, if you want to best describe it, where they're journeying across the planet, visiting lots of places, meeting people, that kind of thing, making cast of friends, that type of adventure. Then they'll be discussing tabletop on Saturday. That's 2 p.m. That's going to talk about the tabletop news of the new week. Sunday at 7 p.m. we'll be grinding gears, run by Joe, who's on a couple of my things, so I get to be a player there, where I'm a Warforged monk, and I have horrible emotional issues, and technically I was originally a woman, but my soul was put into a mechanical body, but then I have like 1,000 years of existing as a genderless mechanical body, and so I've got the memory of 3 lifetimes in me, and so I have no idea what I am or how I should think.
And he may be getting a mithril body.
I may be getting a mithril body, if we can figure out how to do that. Yes, because we're in a place that's like Star Trek / Star Wars technology, I'm like, you couldn't probably surgically replace my metal in my body with mithril, but with super science, maybe you could.
Alternatively, magic.
Yeah, we thought about magic. We don't know if, surgically removing large portions of someone's body and then using magic to try to keep them alive while you put in another thing would work very well. We're like, I'm not sure this would work.
There's always duct tape.
And then, of course, if you want to join us all the way next week on Tuesday at 10 a.m., will be Records of Evil, the lawful evil D&D game set in modern-day Faerun, followed by this game, which if you loved, you can catch us up on again next week at 2 p.m., where they were going to continue their Japanese adventures and make new friends? Maybe friends.
Either that or hopefully escape our newfound enemies.
yeah, so other than that, I might stream a few things here and there in between, like Fridays with Worm. Hopefully we'll do something. Other than that, it's randomly when I feel like it and I have time. So, until then, though, have a very, very good day, very good rest of your week. Stay safe, stay sane, and hopefully we'll see you here next time. But until then, farewell, everybody.
Goodbye.
Fingers.
Wait, wrong one.